right, YouTube. So it's been a while since I recorded a video, but I was watching EUIC today, and I felt compelled to make a video about Regulation C. In case you don't know, my name is Jonathan Duran. I host Duran's TV Meta Weekly tournaments every single week. Lately, we've been doing them on Thursdays. So if you're looking to get into competitive VGC and you want to play competitively, feel free to join our Discord. Find me on Twitter at John Duran. And yeah, you can hop in our Discord, and we have these tournaments every single week. And this past week, we had a Regulation C tournament. And there's some interesting meta picks that I wanted to kind of dive into that I thought were really cool, and kind of some stuff that I saw today in EUIC that I wanted to talk about. And it's obviously the Ruinous Pokemon were the addition to Regulation C, and how they kind of changed up the meta a little bit. So the winning team from the tournament that we had on Thursday looked like this. It had Shin Pao with Choice Band Terra Flying, Safety Goggles, Terra Ghost, Arcanine, Blitz, Wisp, and Extreme Speed. Leftovers Bronzong with Body Press, Iron Defense, Trick Room, and Gyro Ball. So I like Bronzong a lot in this meta, obviously because it's immune to Fissure, so you can kind of swap it in on a Fissure, but not even just Fissure. You can also swap it in on like a Garchomp Earthquake, for example. Like Arcanine doesn't feel good in front of a Garchomp or a Tusk, so you can lead Arcanine into the Garchomp or Tusk, and then swap it out for the Bronzong, and then voila, they kind of wasted their turn. You got to Intimidate, and you got a free switch pretty much. So, and honestly, close combating the Arcanine slot doesn't really feel good, especially when it's Terra Ghost. So that's also kind of a mind game there that you can kind of play with your opponent, especially in open team sheet. And then Palafin, Mystic Water, 0 to Hero. Pretty much the same Palafin stuff we've been seeing. This is really interesting. The reason why you would Terra Rock here is for the Stab Power Gem, which you probably only want to. Actually, there's actually a handful of instances where you want to do this, where it's like if a Pokemon just has Terra Flying and they just Terra Flying, this kind of takes care of the Terra type flying for you. It's also good into Arcanine. You can kind of. I'm not sure about the calcs, but depending on the spread, it might OHKO Arcanine, which is really nice. And then obviously pretty standard Amoonguss set here. So I thought this team was really cool. Let's look at some of the other teams though. The second place team, really cool team. Life Orb, Scizor. I know that some Scizors were doing well in EUIC. It's cool to see Scizor here. And then Fire is the Terra type, so you can't get burned. Life Orb, for extra damage. U-Turn, Bullet Punch, CC, and Tailwind. Pretty standard. And then Fluttermane with Specs. People are protecting on Psyshock now because a lot of these Ting-Lus are Terra Poison, and Terra Poison's kind of picking up. So Psyshock's actually really good into the Terra type Poison that's more of a defensive Terra. And I know that a lot of Baxcaliburs are running Terra Poison, so it's a really cool pick into that. And then obviously the Chi-Yu stuff with Goggles. This is pretty standard, I would say. And then AV, Iron Hands. Interesting, though, Terra Fire. I've been seeing a lot of Terra Grass on the AV Iron Hands, and Terra Fire is usually like the Sword Dance variant, but that's pretty cool. And then standard Amoonguss, and pretty standard bundle, I would say, as well. That got second place. And then Conkeldurr. Honestly, Conkeldurr has been one of the most consistent players I've seen in competitive VGC, especially in these online tournaments. He's been running this Dondozo team for weeks now, and it's very consistent. He's won a couple of tours with it. He's top cut a bunch with it, and it's just basically saying Dondozo's not going anywhere. If you watch EUIC today, there was a Surf Modest, I think, Dondozo that with the speed Tatsugiri, Terra Water, Life Orb. It just did insane damage to Aaron, Cybertron, Zang. Now, to be fair, he did get crit. His Amoonguss did get crit twice, but it still did a ton of damage across the board into Pokemon that resisted Surf. So that's something that might take a north in trending, because who cares about Intimidate or a Burn if you can just be special attack, right? So that's really interesting. And then obviously Palmont, Goldango stuff with Talonflame. I like the Quick Guard adaptation to this team. I'm not sure if he had Quick Guard when I played him. So this must be a new tech to kind of handle Palafin or Gambit or Chimpao. So that's pretty cool. Patilic is also a very consistent player, and they were running Mouse 8. Oh, Mouse 8, but Technician Mousehold with Population Bomb. That's interesting. And then Brute Bonnet, Spore, Seabot, Rage Power, Second Punch. Pretty standard. Roaring Moon, Booster Energy, probably a speed variant for Tailwind stuff. And then your Psy Spam here. Psy Spam has been trending downwards because the Ruined Pokemon are kind of immune to it. So, and they do a lot of damage into it. So I really don't see too much of Psy Spam anymore, TBH. But yeah, pretty cool there that I got top 4. Zero has been a really consistent player in our tournaments. 6-2 with a lot of the Gyarados, Garchomp stuff. I'm actually really shocked to see no Earthquake on this Garchomp when they have a Gyarados here, but pretty cool. Ceruledge. I haven't seen many Ceruledge, to be honest. I just feel like Annihilate's better. I guess Shadow Sneak's cool, but Annihilate's kind of just better. So I'd probably just want Annihilate. But Substitute. This is something I want to talk about on Fluttermane. Eric Rios was absolutely masterful on stream using Substitute Fluttermane. This is going to pick up a ton for many reasons. One, you can avoid Spore. 2, if you read a Protect, you can sub. In the mirror, it's just another, like, let's say you Protect and then you don't want to get hit, you can just sub, depending on booster energy, if it's the special attack or the speed variant. So it really just depends on how you build it, but Substitute, I think, is going to start picking up in usage on Fluttermanes, especially after people see how Eric Rios kind of maneuvered it and piloted it today. People are going to watch that and just kind of like, see how he played certain situations, and it's really going to start trending upward. He did a phenomenal job utilizing Substitute during the stream today. So that's something that I want to, just point out there. A couple of other things. So this Murkrow, let's check this out. It's got Tatsugiri Dondozo too. Like, this is really interesting. They went 5-3, so pretty notable. Like, not bad. Yeah, see, I knew it had Sunny Day. So a lot of people are using self-proc Sunny Day at Murkrow instead of running a Torkoal. Just because you can set Tailwind, you can set the weather, you can proc photosynthesis on the Tusk. You're also going to enable Chi-Yu to do more damage than it already does. You also enable the Fluttermane. And then those Tatsugiri is pretty oppressive on its own. I like that it has Body Press, to be honest. Body Press is interesting here. But yeah, no Protect on it, on Dozo. I didn't even realize it's Assault Vest Dondozo. That's even more interesting. I kind of like that. Assault Vest Dondozo. This is kind of cool. I might kind of, if I played Dozo, I'd want to run something like this in the IC. So that's pretty cool to see that it did decent. Let's see any other interesting. Okay, then this is a standard team, so I'm gonna pull this up. There's a Rotom Wash. I have to go back and check out Rotom Wash because I'm a huge Rotom Wash fan. So yeah, definitely want to check that out. So another Substitute Fluttermane. This is definitely gonna pick up. Standard Palafin, pretty standard Arcanine, honestly. I do prefer Terra Flying on Arcanine. Probably if it were me, I would want Goggles just because Amoonguss and we want to be able to deal with that, but mostly just switch in on Amoonguss really for the Goggles. But I think Terra Flying is correct on Arcanine. I like the Howl stuff. I was playing a little bit of Howl this exact 4-move set today, and I like it a lot. I might think about, like, honestly, if I was to, like E speed over protect maybe, um, but only if, like, in this set you probably need protect because it's citrus, but not goggles. But if I have goggles, probably E speed over protect, or I'd give that a try. And yeah, pretty standard. Xian Pao. I actually want to look at Beanie's tournament from Wednesday because I lost in top 4 to the person who won, and they were running something interesting that I didn't count for. So I'm going to show you guys completed. And this is Beanie's tournament from Wednesday. .1Q went undefeated in Beanie's tournament on Wednesday. So I wanted to show his team. And he beat me in top, let's go to it, pairings. Yeah, he beat me in top 4. I was able to get a game, but it was not easy whatsoever. His team was really tough. And the reason why his team was so tough for me was because in my calcs, I didn't count for Adamant Xian Pao. And I think that Xian Pao gets to 188 Adamant versus 205 when people are mostly running like special attack booster, bulky Fluttermane. Why do I need Jolly Xian Pao to outspeed it when if they're going bulky, more investment, I'm probably gonna outspeed with Adamant anyway. So and Ice Spinner always KOs Fluttermane. Like the bulkiest of Fluttermane. My Fluttermane was so bulky, like it would OHKO, and this was wild. I asked him when we were playing, and if he was adamant, and he said yeah, and that's kind of what gave me a lot of problems. So I was able to beat. So basically, game 1, he led. Actually, we played in Swiss first. He dumpstered me in Swiss. Then I was able to figure out that he had these two in the back. So these two I was able to handle no problem. But I needed to break these two. It was really tough, but I was able to do it. Then game 3, he made a nice adjustment, brought these two. So this is this is a very oppressive 6. Um, if you're not used to the calcs on Adamant versus Jolly, it'll just be very overwhelming. Inner Focus Dragonite Terra Normal does a lot of damage. So yeah, this team was really oppressive. He didn't drop a single set through Swiss, through Top Cut. He played phenomenal. A good friend of mine. Yeah, I have him on Twitter. Yeah. So let's see what other stuff. So this is kind of trending upward too. I was running a similar team. Actually, let's go look at the team that I was running. I was running yeah, see goggles on Arcanine, Terra Flying with Wisp, Blitz, and E-Speed. I didn't have Howl, but I was testing it recently, and I do like Howl. I had Specs Flutter, very bulky, and his Xian Pao O code. And I was running Terra Grass on Palafin. Terra Grass on Palafin actually was phenomenal against all Dundozo. So yeah, Palafin was great. Terra Grass was awesome. I had people rage quitting on Showdown and cursing me up and down because I was Terra Grass, not Terra Water, and they're used to Terra Water. So they said best of 1 cheese, and it did pretty well in a best of 3 tournament. So AV Ting Lu, pretty standard, and then King Gambit with Lum. King Gambit with Lum is just really oppressive to people. Because like I can go King Gambit Palafin, Jet Punch Assurance, and OHKO some stuff. I can go King Gambit Sword Dance, swap out into Amoonguss. Like it makes it very flexible to play this team. I like it. It's very comforting to kind of play a team like this for me. I like the balance stuff. I think balance makes the format healthy. The only thing that I think makes the format a little bit unhealthy is the fissure stuff. So I ran Earthquake, but that's just me. I first I thought fissure was like a cool gimmick. I ran some no guard stuff in like previous formats, but now it's just getting kind of out of hand. Everyone, for the most part, majority of people are running fissure on their thing loose, and it's just sucking the fun out of everything. But yeah, so that's pretty much the way the format's going, in my opinion. Fissure, you got to plan for that. I do like. I think there's gonna be some really cool stuff coming out of EUIC. I know that Paul Ruiz is running a team with no ruins. So that's gonna be interesting to look at. I don't have the team sheet. I'd pull it up right now, but I don't. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts about where the meta is going, how you like Regulation C, and if you do want to join our weekly tournaments, feel free to like, leave a comment, subscribe. Please, it really helps out. And yeah, find me on Twitter. I respond back. You can join our Discord. Our Discord's growing. We started in January. Our Discord it's grown to about 500 members. So yeah, we're just growing, and we host these weekly tournaments. It's a lot of fun, and we love to make them a lot bigger. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, thanks.